Groovy tunes. Groovy tunes. Good morning, interneters. 9:15 is standard. Yeah, we're running a minute behind today. I've got Tuck Scott forever. So we took a minute to say, hey, my hair's very flat. Was I wearing a hat? No, I don't know what's going on. It is what it is. Whatever. Paula Scholl, good morning. Betty Carlson, good morning. John Yao. John Yao, look amazing, by the way. John posted a picture on the social media, and I don't know what the time frame is, but he trimmed down 26 pounds, I think was the number. That's right. I read some of that stuff. 26 pounds. The difference is shocking. So I was inspired that I'm going to drop 26 pounds just like John Yao. I'm going to try to do it. So you may have noticed that's one of my favorite radio stations for obvious names, for reasons. The name. The Buzzard in Cleveland, Ohio, home of rock and roll. Well, I don't know if it's the home of rock and roll, but they have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame there at least. There's a radio station there that's really, really extraordinary and been around a long time. It's WMMS, right? WMMS? Yeah. And they're called The Buzzard. And whenever I moved to Ohio, everyone's like, oh, Buzzard, just like the radio station. I'd just like, because I didn't know. I didn't know anything about it. There. So John just rang in over 2 months, 60 days. You look awesome. Yeah. I got extra doughy towards the end of I was doing great till about January. Then I took about 4 months of pizza. And then I'm like, my pants don't fit well. Or my pants fit very well. What was that? Are you gone? You there? That was weird. Are we there? That was weird. I didn't do nothing. It's like the secret alien invasion. They start with your computer first. So I missed a bunch here. John Yao, good morning. Randy Carnes. Hey, Randy Carnes is in Ohio. Good to see it. Bob Dewey, good morning. Sue Francis, good morning. Ruthie, good morning. Thank you for the shirt. That came from HR's ma. Karen Buzzard, that's my ma. Kathleen Beckett Napier, good morning. John Yao, again, I'm inspired. I know I broke the internet. So I'm gonna follow suit, and I'll start today, and we'll see where we're at in 60 days. Brian Fink, my good friend, good morning, man. You are knocking it out of the park with the old with your training, looking good. Julie Stover, good morning. Cup of coffee. I haven't had one yet. Should be good. Bob Dewey, you listened to that as a kid at my aunt and uncle's house. Oh, MMS. I was like, I wonder what we were talking about, because I'm already a wreck as it goes. And then what happened on my end? Screen went blank. Then it came back on. Screen went blank. Went back on. You guys didn't notice anything? That's so weird. I almost said some swear words because I thought it was gone. Lisa Francis Clark, good morning. Brian Fink, I hear you. Betty Carlson, good morning. Karen Buzzard, good morning. Eddie Ambras. Eddie, I saw you posted something. I believe your daughter made some kind of super elite hockey team. No, I can't stop saying coffee. Some super elite hockey thing. It's awesome. I have followed her career through your Facebook page for several years now, and she's awesome. And then when we got to hang out a couple years ago now, Got to see her and her whole team, and they're just hockey people. It's awesome. So I need some of this. No stunt double here, folks. I do my own stunts, pour my own coffee. Paula Show, you didn't notice anything. I'm sorry. Paula, are you done yet? Well, I mean, I know. Is it May 17? Is that when you get to be like, all y'all stop calling me? I know I know it continues, but the main deadline is right there. So Monday. Good to hear it. Danny Lang, good morning. Julie Stover. Everyone's always like, Scott's the smart one. Scott's good looking. Scott does all the hard work. I'm here too, you know. So Paula, if you don't know, is in the tax biz. Not cool. Paula's in the tax biz, and when I first moved to Columbus, the company I worked for, the owner of the company also had an office in the building, and he was a CPA too. So there was what we did. We were in the car biz. Then he had a office back there, and he's still doing it through an unbelievable amount of adversity. By the way, I'd just like to point out because the one door went to multiple places, and I was the first person generally that they would see. So I got involved in the tax business just as a proxy, like the panicked. You know, Steve, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. Hey, Tamron, how are you? Good morning to you. A cup of coffee for you. So, what is today, by the way? Was today the 12th? It is. Tomorrow is Mike Skyte's birthday, everybody. Just let you know. That's a big deal here at the Buzzard House. We have a lot of celebrations. That's one of them. I've talked about it now because we've been doing the show for over a year now, which is honestly, it's outrageous that we're still doing the show, that you guys still show up. It's totally awesome. Happy birthday, Skype. Now it's tomorrow. Now, normally when we were doing a daily show, I would wait to say this tomorrow. But so I quit drinking. I've been sober so tomorrow will be 17 years. God, is that possible? Yes. Tomorrow will be 17 years. And yes, it's also my uncle's birthday. I know. And that's not the point. The point of the story is so Mike Skyte and I were in a band called Mother Trucker, and Mother Trucker was notoriously a party band. We were very good at it. And we led by example. And I really took that lead by example tenet to really to do. To Uncle Bolts, actually. BOLTZ. I know, Buzzard and Bolts. Two weirdest names anybody's heard of. Came together. Here I am. Dave Bichard, my man. Good to see you. Yeah, I know, the anniversary. I don't even worry about it. I just remember the date because I really remember the date specifically because it was it's so bad. It's funny, but like, so Buzzard and the Bolts, Buzzbot and the Robolts. I don't know. So, in Mother Trucker, at that point, there was 4 of us. So it was me, Skyte, Jeremy Martin, and Dak Goodman. And there you go. Like, I'm not seeing you guys. That is so weird. I think I'm going to have to go to go get some new cables today. Yep. I keep losing you. It's so weird. So I'm going to keep talking. It seems like you guys are seeing me. I lose everything, though. So, but anyways, what happened, what was super funny, why I remember it so well, is Mike showed up. Well, we all showed up ready to, like, everybody's birthday, we would show up like totally ready to party. And, you know, I don't know if you've ever had to quit something, and it wasn't like even like when you go on a diet, you're like, well, no more donuts. But you don't go hang out at a donut shop, for example. So I decided that I was going to quit drinking for a year. I was going to quit for a year. That was the idea. But I was in a band. We were literally sponsored by Jägermeister. We partied. We were good at it, and I was a ringleader of that. Like, to such a degree, it's hard to believe. I mean, it's not hard to believe, actually. I'm a ringleader of a party. Shocker, right? But so anytime it was one of the band members' birthday, it was an elevated night. Like, we knew this tonight was going to be particularly mother truckery, and so everyone shows up. It's Sky's birthday. It's going to be great. Blah blah. And I'm like, hi everybody, and I was just mad, and it wasn't like a high point of my life at that moment. So it's not funny. It wasn't funny then because I was a total wet blanket. I was like, happy birthday. No, I don't want any of your alcohol, that kind of thing. So I always remember, and I feel bad, but it was like an episode of The Office. It was speaking of Jeremy Hunt. There we go. That's so weird, man. I keep losing all these screens. Like, I don't know if you hear the beep beep beep, but when it does it, it's kind of bothersome. And there's no reason for it. But what I don't want to do is mess with anything and lose the whole feed. So I'm just going to keep going. Anyways, so that being said, happy birthday, Mike. My apologies for ruining your birthday party 17 years ago. I was totally that, like, sorry, I ruined your Black Panther party. Kind of whoops. I remember the first time I had Jägermeister. It was actually back then. They marketed it to you as a Jaeger bomb. So it was like, I swear to God, it was a conspiracy to get both Red Bull and Jägermeister. Jeremy, I'm glad, by the way, that we had a conversation last night. I'm glad I could help. Steve, I don't pay my internet bill. I steal it from my neighbor. So pay your internet bill. Some people. I lost comments there for a little while. Oh yeah, so Jägermeister. I think it was a way to make two sort of not great things. Like now we're used to the taste of Jägermeister, or is, I don't know, is it still a thing? I'm sure. And Red Bull. Red Bull's awful, especially the first version of Red Bull. Oh, it's like tasted like if you mixed, I don't know, like ground up baby aspirin and like tonic water or something. It was just, it was awful. But when you mix the two, it was a exploration of how drunk can you get. And I remember, I can't remember the Brickyard. The place was called the Brickyard. Oh, you were into it way before Red Bull. Yeah, I mean, I remember like Goldenschlager and Rumpelmans and Jägermeister kind of being around. But I never really got into it. I was a Rumpelmans guy. Like, friend of the show, Mike Gould, used to describe it like it's like doing a shot and like brushing your teeth. It's awesome. So, that sounds great. And it's kind of like that, but also if maybe somebody punches you in the face. So that's Rumpelmans. And Goldenschlager. Remember that? Awful. Oh, it's like hot. It's like cinnamon with gold flakes in it or something. Like, oh, it's just so the worst. So the worst. So 90s. But at least it got the job done, I suppose. So, anyways, well, I don't know. I'm gonna take a few minutes here and figure out what's going on with my jazz there. Rumpelmans. Yeah, I don't know how to spell it. It's got like it's German, maybe. I don't know. It's got like a couple schwas and things like that. Wow. At a pimp bar in New Orleans back in the 80s. Dang, Steve. I was 90s. at the earliest. Might have been 2000. It was right around that time. So, well, good to see everybody. We're gonna be back on Friday. Hopefully not with the technical difficulties. How crazy is it? We went a year without any technical difficulties, and now can't do 2 shows in a row without goofball problems. Weird. And yes, Brian, I saw it just before you blanked out. We had to suffer for our inebriation. That's the truth. That's the truth. You know, drinking back then wasn't like it was you drank with intent. You know, like you and it wasn't a fun moment usually. I mean, you had fun. I'm not saying that. But a lot of times it didn't work out the way you hoped. So, anyways, all right, everybody, I got to run. I got to cut the grass today. It's 41 degrees, I think, outside. Actually, let me take a guess because I don't know. But I took the kids to school, and a winter coat. I had to put on a winter coat. It's May 12th, Iron City. Brian, do you remember? I've never really seen it anywhere else, but Frogtown. But do you remember generic beer? It was in a white can. It just said beer on it. Do you remember that? I remember more than once, maybe cracking a generic beer down by the rec side. I've never seen. Does generic even still exist? I don't remember. I don't really see it anymore. Blanket and a big warm sweater, raining and stormy. Well, that's probably just to make working on taxes that much more like, cost cutter beer from Kroger. Right. Yeah. Used to buy a case for like 42 cents, like something ridiculous. And it was like the sweepings off the bottom of the Iron City, the Iron City vat. Oh, not that I ever would have had a couple beers before a high school dance. Anyways, $4 a case. I mean, that's amazing, right? $4 for a case of beer it'll get you drunk. Like, it's not like it's fake beer. Ah, so funny. So funny. So this morning I had to wear a winter coat. It's May 12th. So carry the 7. I'm going to say, I have allergies and I'm freezing. It's weird. It's crazy. I'm going to say 40. I'm going to say 41, I would say. I lost my screen. Fall feels like 43. That's what I said. I said it feels like exactly 43 degrees. And there goes my screen again. I saw a couple people, you could buy it with change out of the ashtray. Do you remember ashtrays? Remember cars used to have an ashtray? Now they're called compartments, but I didn't smoke. Even when I smoked, I didn't smoke in my car and use the ashtray. I smoked in my car, but I was a butt flicker. TD and 2-pointer. I don't know. Oh, there you go. Exactly. No, Karen Buzzard, I would. I mean, I haven't signed an affidavit for this show, and maybe I've pushed and pulled a little, alluded to, but maybe didn't. Yes, I drank beer when I was in high school. All right. It's going to be one of those shows. I'm going on the record. I totally drank beer in high school. Sorry. I've let you all down. Don't drink beer in high school, kids. There you go. Done. Yeah, no, I smoked with the windows down. And I don't know. It seems like smoking has went downhill a lot. Like, it doesn't seem like as many people smoke as they used to. Bob Dewey, you needed some of that Raid. Peach schnapps. Oh. I'm sure we weren't the only region that did it, but like, it felt like there was your drink, your beer, and then you always had your sidecar. And And we were the era of schnapps, Brian. It feels like I remember having peach schnapps and ginger brandy and peach whiskey. See, that actually sounds great. Sloe gin. Oh, sloe gin was the worst. Probably the worst I ever was underage inebriated was on sloe gin. So maybe we'll talk more about that later. That's but all right, everybody. Peppermint schnapps. Oh, peppermint schnapps story. We went skiing once. Now this was after high school, so we were adults. I mean, as adult as I got. We were adults, and I went skiing with an entire glass bottle of peppermint schnapps in my ski coat. And it was night skiing, and I think it was here. I think it was in Ohio. So this would have been 94-ish, 90, 96, somewhere around there. But it was night skiing, and it was very blatantly and it was a big giant bottle with a peppermint on it, maybe. Slug it and just up and down the line. Spoon of chocolate. Yeah, peppermint schnapps. That was always my go-to. And that's why the transition. Now, peppermint schnapps was what, like 30 proof, 40 proof. It wasn't like anything crazy. But then when you go to Rumpelmann's, I mean, that was like, tastes like peppermint schnapps if it was made with rocket fuel, and it's like 100 proof or something. So, wow, we really spun out today. Day before. I agree, Brian. I don't share the stories, too many of the stories, because I don't remember them well. But just the sheer stupidity of a lot of the decisions I made for that time of my life, it wouldn't be surprising if I didn't make it. So, but here we are. We're all here. We're all happy to be here. We're all doing the best we can. Proud of every one of you. I love every darn one of you. Even you.